What's up, y'all? I'm your girl, rapper, singer, Blondie Pink, comedian, actress, civil rights leader, Michelle Hope Walker. You all, today we talk about the distribution of wealth. And I talk about that's one thing that when Bernie speaks, I like that he talks about that concept, you know. Because as a child, I always was like, why is it that certain people get paid more for what they do and other people get paid less for what they do? It's a value issue, I feel, because everybody's doing something, you know what I'm saying? And what they're doing is valuable as well. Who is this giant? What is this giant that looms over that says your work is more worthier, more valuable than the next person? Who is this that's doing this? What is this? Because as a child and growing up, I've just always known something was not right with that. Because, what they do is very valuable. A janitor mopping up a school and keeping a school clean. I mean, because janitors more than just mop up. Janitors, that's, and I don't know, their name may be changed now. Maybe janitorial tech or I don't know, they come up with these different names, fancy names. And it's good to make, whatever, our society just really gets caught up in the names and what people do. And they get caught up in the sense of, when I say get caught up, there's nothing wrong with the name, but in, the fame, celebrity of it all, as far as in the name, as far as, I need a fancy name for it. But are you getting to pay for it? That'd be the key thing I think most people be on. Pay me my worth. Pay people their worth. You all hear me talk a lot about that because I'm an artist, rapper, Blondie Pink, singer, Blondie Pink, and I have Rappers Union. I started Rappers Union. That was about those rappers who are signed to the corporations that have billions, trillions of dollars. And we're saying, okay, now pay these rappers what they're worth, because these rappers are saving lives with their music and they're helping you, the corporations, be rich. But yet that rapper is struggling. Why is that rapper struggling? And their music is number one all over the world. What is going on? And y'all know Michelle Hope Walker. I'm a comedian, civil rights leader, actress. And this is the civil rights leader in me talking, Michelle Hope Walker. I ran for president 2016 myself. Yes, as an independent. Yes, I did. I've ran for many offices. Just why? Because I want to help people. And I don't believe in that big eye, little eye. We all can help. And that's the problem sometimes. We got the same type of people helping. We need everybody to the table. People have struggled. People have dealt with different issues. We need everybody to the table. This theory of just because people have money, they think better or they know better. No, that's not true. We don't even know how you got your money. I remember somebody opened up my eyes to people praise people with money. You don't even know what they've done to get that money. And well, it don't make a difference. Yeah, it do make a difference. It's a value situation. In the sense of, have they unalived people to get that money? It's a sense of, have they hurt people to get that money? Don't get me wrong, there's plenty of people that got money, they worked hard, they did everything the right moral way to get their money, in a sense. And I know moral can be subjective, but y'all know what I'm talking about. People get too caught up. And they got money, so they must really know what they're talking about. Nope. And I pray for y'all to think that way, because y'all gonna give somebody got a lot of money and we ain't gonna never see y'all again. Because y'all don't think people that got money commit crimes. Y'all be amazing to me. I'll be like, literally, you think because they showing you some money or they got a certain amount of money in their bank account that they don't do wrong? That they don't R people, that they don't SA people, that they don't... Where's your mind? But don't get me wrong. I used to think like that too. I'm guilty, yes. But not guilty in my own sense, because I was listening to other people though. But like I said, as a child, I was like, who's over? Who's getting paid this and who's getting paid that? Because everybody's working, so everybody should be able to get paid a livable wage, as we talk a lot about. So be careful in your value, because really to me it's a value system. I'm always, I have that conversation. I love people that talk about the value system, because that's what it is. It's like a value system. People not valuing people, not valuing what people do, maybe because that's not what they want to do or whatever. Nobody asked you to do it, but what the person that's doing it, they're doing a good job at it, so they need to be paid for it. A livable wage. A livable wage that they can live off of. And then sometimes people, you should have picked a better job. Pick a better job. Oh my gosh, it reminds me too of where Jesse Jackson talked about, and that man was so money again, because as a child, I'm just looking at, why did this person get paid a lot of money? That, to me, they don't hardly do that. And again, that's me as a child. But now I understand everybody is doing something. People don't always have to be doing hard manual, lifting something to be hard. Right? Brain work is hard. You know what I'm saying? You got to think and come with concepts and, something like, what I'm saying? So it's all, my thing is just everybody getting paid their worth. You know what I'm saying? But Jesse Jackson had talked about this theory that people be thinking poor people don't work. No, poor people work. Poor people work every day. Matter of fact, I know unhoused people that work. The word is called unhoused. I don't know, it may have switched over to a different word, but they work. So the theory is not that people are not working. And that's why sometimes when I'm around people, well, they need to work. They need to work. I'm like, they do work. Now what? It's who they work for is not paying them a livable wage. Well, they need to get a different job. Well, if that's their skill, who's to say that who's making this pay grade thing? I'm saying that one job is more money than the other, you get paid for. No. Or if you're going to make a pay grade, at least start off with everybody getting paid enough to live off of. Let's start with that. And then if they want to, give people perks or different things, then fine. But at least people who are out here working and handling their business, they should be able to live. They should be able to pay rent. They should be able to eat. They should be able to, what is going on? But yeah, Jesse Jackson talked about it. Poor people work every day. Because that's what I've seen in the community. And when I say poor people, to me, I just think that's a term that society gives to people, especially when they're trying to get money grants. Or that, I understand sometimes the work because they're trying to show this person is working hard and they're still, not able to, they're still, they use the word poor, maybe low income. They've also transferred more to the low income, the working class or working poor class or something like that. I don't know. But again, don't see yourself in these. Don't see yourself, I say, in a negative way. That's my concern, because words to me can be very powerful. So we have to watch, So it doesn't mean that, as you hear those words or you feel like you're part of that group or whatever, when, they get to defining it, you're like, hey, that's me, but don't see yourself as you're valuable. God loves you. And y'all know I'm a Christian, so I love me some Jesus Christ. So I get into the word. If you don't know Jesus, ask God to come to your heart. Just Jesus Christ, I want to have that relationship with you, because you're valuable. No matter what job you do, you are valuable. No matter if you're handicapped, disabled, or whatever, you're doing whatever you can, you're valuable. You're valuable. Volunteers, you're valuable. Everybody is valuable. Everybody's doing something each day. There's nobody that's just sitting still the whole day and not moving. Everybody's moving, doing something. And I think the challenge is this value system that this society has that sits on their high horse to think, oh, I think that's valuable. I don't think that's that valuable. Sometimes I sit and think about, these people that have, the people who are negative. They have all this money and they're negative people and they like to put people down and belittle people. And sometimes you don't have to be rich to belittle people. You can see other working class people or other poor people belittle other poor people. And I'm like, I don't know where you doing that. But anyway, you're in the same situation. You know what I'm saying? They're treating you the same way. I guess I want to say not the same situation because that's what I'm trying to say. Everybody's situation is valuable. But I'm just like, these people are treating you negative. Why would you treat someone that is having the same challenges, as you negative as well? I mean, hello, wake up. But they could make it one day unhoused on the street. And to me, that's something, a skill unhoused people have. So you cannot tell me that unhoused people don't have skills. Oh, no. That's a skill. Because see, I'm friends with everybody. I'm friends with the ones that got the mansions and they got all kind of good money. And, but, I like people that they money in pure way. They happy, they love people, they doing right. You know what I'm saying? It'd be challenging for me to be somebody that's essaying people, arming people, and getting their money in all these devious ways through robbery and all this, stealing even government money. Just people doing stuff. I couldn't, no, because that's not my nature. That's not me. I'm not on get money in all means. That's not me. No, that's not me. First of all, love. That's number one. And then you're doing your craft, what God has called and told you to do, But I don't believe in the theory of robbing people and doing different things to get you. Some people just believe you get the money no matter how you get it. No, that's not me. It's not me. I don't value money. I value God first. I value my family. I value myself. But, I don't value money. Money is going to come. As you're working and you're doing what you got to do, whatever the case may be, it's going to come. That's going to come. You need help, you get your help, whatever you need. Thank God for different programs, different things like that, But don't rob and steal. God sees all that you do. And this is very spiritual. It's God. You're doing what God called told you to do. You're going to be blessed. God's opening doors. You're not going to go hungry. And then don't be afraid to ask. If you're hungry and you ain't got no money, ask. This thing of people don't want to ask. I don't want to ask nobody. I pull up my own bootstrap. Ain't nobody pulled up their own bootstraps. Quit falling for that lie that the Republican Party told you. Nobody is pulling up their own bootstraps. Somebody had family, friends, or somebody has helped people. Even when they got hired, that person helped them by hiring them. Don't fall for that bull crap. If you hungry, you better ask somebody for some food and go eat. Okay? These lies out here. Stop believing them lies. Everybody need help, and it's okay. So again, this value system when it comes to jobs. This value system on who they gonna help, who they ain't gonna help. It's wrong, y'all. Because in God's eye, all of us are valuable. There is no little I, big I. There is no. We all are valuable. We all are valuable. Like I said, Jesse Jackson talked about poor people work every day. The problem is not that they don't work, it's that they're not getting paid a livable wage. That's the challenge. They're working every day. What is going on? So that's the thing I like about Bernie and others that talk about the wealth and the distribution of wealth. And I look at the pay grade. Who's deciding who's getting paid what? Shouts out to all my celebrity friends and fame and sports. I like them all, but these people getting billions and trillions of dollars. And again, I know, sometimes people talk about, well, it's about the insurance, when your life is more on the line or when this and that, you get paid more. And, all our lives is on the line every day when we walk out this house. In our house, when we walk out the house, everybody's lives on the line every day. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the big picture of it. You can at least pay people a livable wage, and then I guess we have to work from that point. We'll keep advocating for things after that. But let's at least right now advocating because people are movement. People are doing stuff. They work and they're doing their thing. But yet people don't want to pay them for what they're worth so that they can live inside a home. Home is where you make it. Learn from my friends. So like I say, I got rich friends. I got friends in the house. You know what I'm saying? So, but them rich people, they can't make a day out on the street. There's a lot of skills that unhoused people have. They got a schedule. Don't tell me they ain't got no schedule. They got to know what time they got to pick up their stuff because sometimes they got to know when to go to this food line. They got to go to food line. A lot of them are working, so they still got to go to work, but then they got to make sure that their stuff is protected while they're at work. They got to get from work A to B. They got to, this theory, y'all, what that y'all thinking nobody's doing nothing. I don't know where these people are getting this from. That's what we need a show. We need a show on. Now here comes my entertainment. my producing. Well, we need a show. Take the richest people in the world, some of the top richest people, and put them on the streets. Preferably, let's try that down here in Los Angeles. What they call the Skid Row, like they call Skid Row because there are people down there that are community members. They live there. That's their community. They don't see it as a Skid Row type. But I'm just saying, for TV's sake. Let's see if you can make it 24 hours. No, let's put them for a week maybe. Let's see if their perspective do not change. Because all these people, well, I don't do this, and why don't they do that? When don't nobody help you because their value system is because they're looking at, oh, that person's home. I'm not going to do unhoused. I'm going to do nothing with them. When that unhoused person may be one of the more safest persons for you to be around than all them people you around with all that money that's trying to sell you, SAU, RAU, rob you. Get your value system right. And really the thing I'm just saying is just value everybody and watch how you see people. But the key thing is about the wealth, this distribution of the wealth. And it's why a lot of times when Bernie speaks, I like to listen. I'm not saying I agree with everything on what Bernie says, but I'm just saying I like to listen to it because I don't hear a lot of people publicly speaking about that something is not right, that people are working, but people aren't getting paid. Now here in LA, again, we're hearing more and more of it, and that's a blessing. We had our strike year, was that 2023? We called it the strike year. Everybody just was like, we done, we striking, and then just you and just all of us, just people listen to this video, just watch, regardless if you're part of that corporate people that mistreat people. And I'm not saying all the corporate people mistreat people. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying, I love my little Netflix guy. Oh, he's so nice to us all the time. Why can't I think his name? Ted. I love me some Ted Netflix. He really nice to us all the time when we see him. Shout out to Ted Netflix. But, so I'm not saying all corporate is bad, but I'm just saying that people should get paid their worth. And you all that's listening to the video, if nothing else, it's like, watch how you treat people. Watch how you put your nose in the air. Because maybe somebody doesn't do what you do. Or maybe because somebody don't make the money you do. Or maybe because you just, you know how y'all just act like y'all smelling something that ain't right. Value everybody. They don't have to be doing what you think they should do. They don't have to be making the money you think they should be making. They're a person. They're a human being. They're doing what they do. I value everybody. That's them. They do what they do. That's them. I'm more focused on trying to make sure I'm doing what God told me to do, what I'm trying to do. And stay healthy and breathe. I know I got asthma, but I'm trying to breathe. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got time to be trying to figure out. I put my nose up in the air at somebody. I've never been that character. That has never been me. I thank God for my family, that I come from a family that we love on people. Taught my kids that. My kids naturally love them. We love on people. Now, when you're like this time, you have to watch yourself because people try to take advantage of you. But when you see somebody trying to take advantage of your kindness, and you let them know, look, I'm kind, but you ain't gonna take advantage of me now. Watch it. Y'all know I speak to somebody, something y'all may have spoke with. It's sad that when you're kind and stuff, people think it's a weakness. It's not a weakness, honey. It's a strength because God is love. And my relationship with God is very important to me. My relationship with God is very important to me. God is love. God is love. But God will also let us know when we got to correct someone or hold Jesus went in that church and turned them tables over. Like, wait a minute, you're not going to make my church a house, a den of thieves. You're like, no. I heard one preacher talked about people like just keep Jesus as the baby Jesus. And Jesus just, Then you got people that ain't even Christians got nerve to want to sit and try to judge somebody. Well, you a Christian, you supposed to be. If you don't sit your tail down, you don't even talk to God. How you going to tell me how to talk to God? Y'all know I'm a comedian too. I'm your girl, rapper, singer, Bonnie P. Comedian, actress, civil rights leader, Michelle Hope Walker. But just keeping it real, that always gets me. I just said just think about that. I'd be like, how dare you? You don't even have a relationship with God. How you going to tell somebody what to do as a Christian? You don't even talk to God yourself. Anyway, but Christians, y'all know. Oh, Lord Jesus. Anyway, this video is about wealth distribution. And the key thing I want to say is, I don't know if it's just about wealth, it's basically pay people their worth. And this pay grade needs to go up for everybody, which it is going up for everybody. The person at McDonald's should be able to live and get their home and everything. They're providing you good food. Y'all like that food. I don't really eat McDonald's a lot, but y'all like that food. So you pay the people. Pay the people. You don't be like, oh, well, if you want to make more money, you shouldn't work at McDonald's. People can work wherever they want to, can work at and what they want to do. For some people, they love serving people. They love the food industry. They like what they do. And you should be happy that they like what they do since they serving you your food. You probably wouldn't want somebody that don't like what they doing serving your food and don't know what could be in your food. So you should be happy these folks love what they doing. So it's not that they don't like what they doing. It's the job that they like and they don't mind doing it. If they want another, I'm sure they'll switch to another if they want to. But quit trying to put it off on the people should get better jobs. No, you should pay people. That's what it's about. You should pay people. That's what it's about. You need to call up them different corporations and be like, hey, I heard your people are only getting paid this much money and they don't get insurance. What is going on? We're not going to eat there until you pay your people. You know, go to them board meetings of them different corporations. If you find out your favorite stores and places you like to go to, they not valuing their people enough to pay their people, do something about it. We're the customers. It's our money. We can decide where we spend money. There's certain things we're going to have to do. We got to eat. We got to do, you know. So where you go and buy your food, if they're not treating their employees right, maybe pick a different store that you know are treating their employees, paying their employees. Right now we're more on the pay. We're not even really on the treatment per se. Right now we're more on the pay. And then again, like I said, the value system. Get in your mind. Everybody is valuable. In the name of Jesus, God loves all of us. All of us are valuable. They don't have to look like you. People don't have to look like you. People don't have to act like you. You don't have to understand why people do what they do. Nobody asked you that. God didn't give you that job to understand what they do. God, like, I don't even understand what people do. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, nobody gave you that job. Yeah, because you always hear people, I don't know why they do. Did nobody ask you to know why? Nobody asked you to know that. And I'm comedian Michelle Hope Walker as well. Nobody asked you that, though. We're just saying be kind to people. Value people. Your value system to people shouldn't be based on what car they drive, how much money they have, what they wear, what they look like. That's not. Anyway, pay people there. And so again, there's just, you know, that's with Bernie. I'm talking about Bernie Sanders, U.S. Senator, independent. And I'm an independent. Independent Michelle Hope Walker, yes. Politically, I'm independent. I was a Democrat for years, and I was like, I tend to still go vote along the Democrat realm, you know. But independent, you know. And when Bernie, and it's not just Bernie, Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, you know, when they all get to talking about this value of making sure people are paid, Poor People's Campaign, I can think of the minister's name right now, he's over the Poor People's Campaign. Yeah, and they're always talking about, right, the wage gap and people, you know. So these are important because I'm hoping, I'm praying that everybody will get paid their worth. Everybody get paid their worth. And y'all quit trusting people so much just because they got some money. My Lord, y'all easy to be led astray. That sounds like somebody asking in the church, my Lord, what is y'all doing? Yeah, I know I'm an actress too. But anyway, my goodness. It's like people can just flash some money in front of some of y'all and y'all just follow them like a sheep. Then you come back, but they did this. Didn't nobody tell you to follow them because they had some money. You better be more cautious than that. I don't care how much money somebody flashes for them. Nope, I'm not going with you. Nope. Oh, Lord Jesus. You know, and I'm not saying that, you know, again, I love you all people that got a lot of money and I like y'all are good. I'm not saying that all people that got money are bad, but I'm just saying some of y'all, you know what they say, majority of people, 80% of people are followers and 20% are leaders. You know what I'm saying? That's what Bruce used to always tell me. He's passed away now, bless his heart. But, you know, you look at that, you're like, that can be true sometimes because somebody got some money. People can just say something. People just laugh and be happy and just believe. Let an unhoused person tell them something. They just look at them like they're the scum of the world, won't believe nothing. And sometimes that unhoused person can be telling you the truth. And you know what I'm saying? But because you don't feel they have money, you don't want to listen. But the key goal is watch, just be careful. Be careful out there. Be careful. Quit being so easily led astray by folks. It's like the scary movie they talk about, person like, come on, let's go in there. We hear a noise, let's go see it. Why? Not going. If the noise is in there, I'm going away from there. I'm not going in there. Unless God really want me to go in there and start rebuking demons. And I know what you guys get with this praying in the spirit for y'all, the Christian. Rebuke all them evil spirits out, and that's only if God tell me to, because I ain't gonna be dealing with no bad spirits and people, and God didn't tell me to. No. So you gotta watch it. Gotta be prayed up and led by God to be doing things. Telling you, get yourself caught up in some mess. All right, y'all. So shouts out to Bernie and the tour, Senator Bernie, and the things that he's doing, and all the others that are constantly talking about pay people what they're worth. All right, y'all. I'm your girl, rapper, singer, Blondie Pink, comedian, actress, civil rights leader, Michelle Hope Walker. Civil rights leader, comedian, actress. Your political scientist, Michelle Hope Walker. Your 2016 United States of America presidential candidate, Michelle Hope Walker. Your U.S. representative candidate. Right in. All on the paper, legally and everything, y'all. Michelle Hope Walker. So yeah, because I want to help people in whatever ways that I can help people. You'll see through the music, through, politics is helping to decide who gets what, when, and where, and my thing is making sure everybody's treated fair. There's no such thing as the big I and little I. No, we're all valuable. All right, y'all. God bless. Oh, you can follow me on Instagram, Michelle Hope Walker Speaks. YouTube, Michelle Hope Walker Speaks 6547. X, Hope_Speaks. Hope, H-O-P-E, and then the line on the line speaks. Facebook, Michelle Hope Walker Speaks, period. Listen. And today's date is April 11, 2025. God bless you all. I'm your girl, rapper, singer, Blondie Pink, comedian, actress, civil rights leader, Michelle Hope Walker.